Hello, new folks. I should probably switch to this screen while I talk to you guys. First things first, I really want to thank a lot of the new subs that have joined the channel recently. I know that Zero is big hype and I welcome you aboard. I do quite a lot of Zero coverage. I basically try to cover everything about the game actually, but I also do a lot of videos about physical Vanguard as well. So if you don't play physical Vanguard, I hope that interests you. If not, I mean, you're free to enjoy it regardless. I'm trying to be as, and welcoming as possible, so I hope you guys enjoy the content. But today, we're going to be looking at something very special. First things first, we have a leak for the first ranked season of April, which is going to be the alternate art Ezel. That's going to be really, really hot. And so for the first season of April, if you get to like Legend 10, Legend 20, Legend 30, Legend 40, etc., or Top 1K, Top 100, you will get this Ezel. So this Ezel, we're going to take a look at the effect really soon. I'm going to switch screens here, but this is going to be really hype. So I already recorded this video once and I went through every single card, but I'm going to actually just go through the key cards that I think will be very important here, because the leaks are up on the database website, but right now they're in Japanese, but in about like a day or even half a day, these will all be in English, so there's no reason for me to translate everything, but I'm going to go through the key cards. So I'm going to start with golds. We have 4 clans to cover: Angels, Golds, Narukami, and Great Nature of all things. So first is Criff. So Criff, same skill as before with one little improvement. If your Vanguard is Bowmain, so you can put him into your soul as well as a Gareth, and then you search your deck for a Blonde Ezel and write it, and then you draw 1. So that extra draw was not there. That's pretty amazing. Then the Spring Breeze Messenger is a really, really good card. It also got a buff. When the attack it boosted hits a Vanguard, you may cut almost 1 and put this card into your soul, and then look at the top 3 cards of your deck and call 1 to Rearguard Circle as standing. So the original effect said as resting, so you would usually only search Din Drain, but this is as standing, so you can get an extra attack out, which is really, really good. So that's definitely a big plus. Din Drain is the same. When called from deck, Soul Blast 1 to draw a card. Nimue really takes me back, actually. She's a Vanguard Rearguard Circle. When her attack hits the Vanguard, you may count almost 1 to call the top card of your deck. So this is basically like if you go second and your opponent's on a 7k grade 1, you can write up your grade 2 and then you can call her and just swing first and get an extra attack out, so or an extra unit out for a counterblast. That's pretty damn nice, honestly. So then these Valkyries are here, but Spectral Duke isn't, so I'm not sure why. Mark is RPG, so it's important to note that. The Valkyries have a pretty simple skill, so when she boosts the grade 2 Valkyrie and the attack hits a Vanguard, you make it almost 1 to call the top card of your deck, so it's pretty good for that. Then we skip. Charge Goal is when it boosts Garmor, Soul Blast 1 gets plus 5k power, so 11k booster. That'll help to make 21k columns, so it's pretty nice for that. Gareth is your 8k vanilla. A lot of these effects I am skipping over. This is really important. This is the Disciple of Pain. So this is a type of card that we had, which is self-damagers. So this card says, when placed, if you have 4 or less cards in your damage zone, you take the top card of your deck into your damage zone face down. And at the end of that turn, you take 1 card randomly from your damage, prioritizing face down ones, and put it back into your deck. So basically, if your opponent, let's say, keeps you at 3 damage and doesn't give you limit break, you call down one of these to give yourself a damage. But the thing is, since you only have 13 grade 1 spots, and there's a grade 2 variant of this as well, which is Master of Pain, you don't have much space for these cards, so you only run like 1 or 2 or 3, maybe in combination at most. But yeah, it's going to be pretty tight on space. Silverfang Witch is pretty nice. On play, Soul Blast 2 to draw a card. This will probably be useful in quite a few decks. This used to be a double rare, which is if you have 4 more rear guys, count plus 1 and gets plus 3k power for that turn. So if you run stands and stuff, it can be pretty useful. This is a card that both Narukami and Golds got, which is a when an attack hits a Vanguard, if you have 4 or more other rear guards, you draw cards if you have full board. Which is pretty nice, actually. I kind of like it. Lop Shooter is an insanely good card. Rearguard Circle, when placed from deck, you may discard a card, and if you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and call 1. And so if Lop Shooter and Spring Breeze Messenger are in here, you can probably figure out which grade 3 we're going to go to. That is really exciting and definitely not super buffed or anything, but it's going to be good. Vivian is a triple rare, it seems, so when her attack hits a Vanguard, she might be downgraded to a double rare, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if she wouldn't. I'm actually pretty sure she will be. So one thing important about these data mines is that a lot of the rarities tend to get shifted for the actual release of the game, but then it's just the data mines include different ones, but the effects are usually spot on. It's very rare that they differ from the data mine, but it does happen sometimes, but quite rarely. Anyway, so when her attack hits a Vanguard, you may almost want to call the top card of your deck. So this is one way to trigger your when called from deck skills like Lop Shooter and something else. The Grade 2 Valkyrie is when placed from deck, count +1 and call the top card of your deck, so it can extend those top call combos. Then we have Trip, which is your, when it hits Vanguard, countercharge 1, so you counterblast a fair bit in this deck, so you do want that. Then I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to look at some of the key triple rares, because there's other the grade 3s that revolve around them. So first things first, we have Blonde Ezel. So Blonde Ezel got a pretty fat buff because it's now an 11k base, which is huge. And then on top of that, its limit break got buffed as well. It used to cost counterblast 2 in the game, but then now it costs counterblast 1 and 0. So limit break 4, counterblast 1. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and call 1 to rearguard circle. For that turn, this unit's power is increased by the original power of the called unit. So this skill isn't once per turn, meaning you can play super aggressively early game, get your field destroyed, and then ride Blonde Ezel and just go, okay, counterblast 1, call, counterblast 1, call, counterblast 1, call, plus 20k. You know, it's pretty dope. It's pretty amazing what this card can do, and I feel like it got really, really buffed. Being able to do this 4 times in a turn is insane, because, I mean, back in the day, you can only do this twice a game, so now you can actually, like, use this twice and still have space to use your other abilities on top of that. So Blonde Ezel, honestly, is really, really buffed, and I really advise you guys to grind ranked this coming season, because the alternate art looks sick, and so grinding for this card is going to pay off. Second skill is quite simple. During your turn, for each rearguard you have, he gets another plus 1k power, so in case you needed more power. Then Garmor is the exact same as he used to be. Limit break 4 when he attacks a Vanguard, power plus 5k. He's only 10k base sadly, but it's still pretty good. And then Vanguard Circle on plays counterblast 2, and search your deck for a grade 2 or less and call it. So you can call out Lopia Shooter, you can call out Vivian, but you can also call out the good old Dindrain, because that will get you an extra card in hand. So that's what it was used for a lot. When Break Rights come out, this will pair up really nicely with the Gancelot Break Right, because that lets you basically call out something with Garmor, and then Gancelot gives you 3 units plus 5k power as well as the 10k on the Vanguard. So it's going to be good for getting over defensives and whatnot. And then the other amazing grade 3, literally this card, I don't know why it's so buff. So first things first, again, 11k base. Let's give it a 5-star rating. This card is amazing. Oh, I have to sign in, never mind. So first thing is his Vanguard Circle ability, which is a bit underwhelming, but I mean compared to his second ability, which is Limit Break 4 when he attacks, you can return the rearguard back to your deck, and then for that turn, 2 of your units get plus 5k power. I take it back. This effect already is insane, because you get to put back grade 3s, which is basically recycling triggers, because you do have effects that shuffle your deck, so you don't have to keep them at the bottom, you can shuffle them in later on. But you basically get to put either 2 5ks on like an entire column, or a 5k in like 2 different rears. And so you basically get to just work around defensives and just overpower your opponent like that. But then the best part is the second ability, which is Rearguard Circle. When placed from deck, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or higher, then you ride this unit as stand and attack your opponent's Vanguard, and then for that turn, this unit gets power plus 5k and crit plus 1. Because why not get a crit plus 1? This card got so many new things. Like, this ability of course existed, but I don't think it got the power, and especially did not get the crit, and it's now also an 11k base. You get to recycle triggers. Insane. I'm also not sure if it was a recycle 1 or 2 back in the day, but this card got insanely buff. This got insanely good. Like, I'm amazed by how good it is. The rest of these are when boosted, gets plus 3 power. I mean, these don't really matter too much. The only other ones I want to point your attention to are this, which is an on attack, count +1 to get plus 3k, which after you call him out from deck will be useful. The Agravane is a Mega Blast, so at the beginning of your main phase, Soul Charge 1 gets plus 2k power, and then Soul Blast 6, Counter Blast 4, and you get this ability for the rest of the game, which is you gain plus 1 crit, and the following ability, for each one of your rearguards, get plus 1k power, and that's on your opponent's turn too. So 15k in your turn, and then after your opponent takes out your intercepts, you'll be 13k, which is still pretty good, but at the cost of a Mega Blast, so it's a bit hard to achieve in this deck, but still pretty damn good. Then we have this Grifflet, which is when the attacker hits a Vanguard, hits a Vanguard, counter +2, and you can stand one of your other rearguards, which is interesting to say the least. And then finally, I want to also point your attention to this Gerald, whatever. Limit Break 4, when the attack hits a Vanguard, you can check the top 3 cards of your deck and call a grade 3 from them. So you can just call Pellinore after it hits and just, you know, write it immediately. This is really good. I think this will pair up with Pellinore really well. I'm not sure if you can fit Blonde, Ezel, and Pellinore in the same deck too synergetically, but like this card with Pellinore is just like, you know, bread and butter. It's beautiful. Then his other skill is during your turn, if you have another grade 3 Rearguard, he has plus 3k, so it's nothing too amazing, but that on-hit though, keep in mind, on-hits are guaranteed in 0, so like you will get this off. It's just a matter of whether you can find Pellinore in the top 3 cards of your deck. But yeah, this is insane. It's also costless. This doesn't cost anything. This doesn't even cost a counterblast. Like, God, it doesn't lose drives, nothing. It's just, it's so good. So like golds are looking really, really good. Let's move on to angels real quick. Sunny Smile Angel is a Lozenge Magus. This is a put her into the soul and switch one card from your hand with your damage zone. So you put one into the damage and then take one damage into your hand. So a lot of these will be doing that. The Raichain got renewed, which is, this is the Miracle Feathered Nurse. When a Heavenly Injector rides on top of her, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and look for either a grade 2 or grade 3 Ergo Deal. So this helps to search for your Raichain, and then when a card that is not the grade 1 rides this unit, then you call her out. So that's basically it. The PG is Requiel, which is really nice. Then this is the 11k booster for Kiriel. The grade 1 No-Seal got a complete rework because you can't guard in this game, so they had to make it a rearguard circle ability. When placed, switch one card from your hand with your damage zone. So same as this grade 0. So I'll keep saying switch one card with your hand and your damage zone, just to keep it short. This is your self-damager. Other important cards, this is the grade 1 part of the Raichain, and her first ability, of course, is gain 1k power if the grade 0 is in your soul. This ability, though, is pretty good. When a grade 2 Ergo Deal rides on top of her, you can switch one card with your damage zone with your hand, so pretty good because you get a free switch there. 1000 Ray Pegasus keeps its ability, exact same one, every time a card is put into your damage zone, plus 2k power, so it stacks, it's on Vanguard and Rearguard circles, so this works defensively against your opponent. Really, really cool considering you already get 5k shield from just taking damage, so it's really nice. This is the grade 2 self-damager. This is the grade 2 Ergo Deal, so it gets plus 1k if you have a grade 1 Ergo Deal in the soul, and then when the grade 3 Ergo Deal rides on top of her, you can choose 2 cards from your hand and switch them with cards in your damage zone. So again, really, really good. You can power up your Pegasi and stuff like that if they're already on the board prior to riding, so that's also nice. This is your 10k vanilla. This grade 2 No-CL keeps the exact same ability, literally the exact same ability. On place Rearguard Circle, switch a card with your hand and your damage zone. Million Ray Pegasus, again, same effect when a new card is put into your damage zone for that turn, plus 2k. Amoros, on hit, combos 2 to draw 1. Ergo Deal grade 3 is amazing and only a double rare, it seems. So if you have the grade 2 Ergo Deal in your soul, plus 1k permanently. And then when the attack it hits a Vanguard, when its attack hits a Vanguard, I can't speak. Counterblast 2 and Persona Blast heal a damage. Amazing. This is amazing. So again, on hits are guaranteed in this game. So this just means you just have to have the Persona Blast and you can heal. So really, really good. Honestly, I think Angels will be good just because of this. Honestly, this will be a 4 of in every Angel deck for a little while at least. Honestly, it doesn't even need the the Raichain in the soul. Kiriel, this was the first SP I've ever pulled, takes me back. Limit Break 4 when it attacks a Vanguard, gains 5k for that turn. And then on place Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 2, and choose a card from your damage zone and call it, and then put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. If the card you called was face up, then you put the top card of your damage zone face down instead. So that's all, but it's kind of nice. I mean, it's just like tutoring from your damage zone. It's kind of useful, but not as good as the Aramiel, which is Rear Circle. If its attack hits a Vanguard, you may counterblast 1 and put this unit into your damage zone, and then you choose a card from your damage zone that is not Ermiel and call it. And then if the card that was called was face up, then, or if it was face down, then you have to put her face down as well. So you don't get a counter charge. All these effects kind of say like, oh, if it was face down, then you have to put this face down as well, so you don't get free counter charges. This is like the exact same thing. So yeah, then Calamity Flame is the exact same as the ponies, so plus 2k every time a damage is put. And finally, your main card is the Shamsiel, so this grade 3 is what carries the deck basically. Limit Break 4, when she attacks, switch a card from your hand with your damage, so same as No-CLs. But then her second skill is the reason why you do all those switching, which is the same as the ponies, which is every time you put a new card into your damage, she gains plus 2k. on both turns, and this, of course, this does stack. So you just kind of overwhelm your opponent with a bunch of these. When Metatron comes out, this deck will get even better, but already I think it is quite good simply because of the Ergo deal, and this grade 3 also releasing the Vermillion. So pretty good. Angels are looking to be in a good spot. I don't know if they'll be, I don't think they'll be best deck, but they will be pretty good. Like, they still might suffer a little bit with removal, but they can build numbers to play against MLB and the end. And so I think for that reason alone, it's going to be pretty good. Then Narukami, one of my favorites, together with Angels too, so this set is going to be a bit of a yikes to me. We have Lizard Soldier Saishin. When the attack boosted hits a Vanguard, you may combat one, put him into your soul, and retire one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards. This is good because it can snipe starters and it can snipe grade 1. So you can snipe your opponent's Wingle Brave, you can snipe your opponent's Conroe, and so basically your opponent will probably not attack you the first turn when they go second, simply because they don't want their starter to die if they're playing something like Wingle Brave. They're already doing that now. The Desert Gunners are insane in this game because Rearguard Circle, when placed during that turn, you choose one of your opponent's rear guards and it can't intercept. So you just whack face, it's blockade, but on grade 1s and 2s. So pretty good for that reason. Skip the Djinns, you can look at these later. Rising Phoenix is an on-play soul boss to draw a card. It's going to be good for that reason. Gold is your PG. Then this is your self-damager. This will be important. The Red River Dragoon is your 8k vanilla. This will be nostalgic. Dragonic Death Scythe is an on-place Vanguard Rearguard Circle, combos 2, retire an opponent's grade 2 or lower rearguard. So it's the exact same as Berserk Dragon. Desert Gunner Shidan is the same. So on place for that turn, one of your opponent's units can intercept. So again, just whack face. The Garuda is when its attack hits a Vanguard, countercharge 1. So countercharges are very much appreciated. And so then we have our Thunderstorm Dragoon as the 10k vanilla. Then we have a Thunder Break Dragon. So again, a Limit Break when it attacks the Vanguard for that battle gets plus 5k. And on place on Vanguard Circle, you make combos 2 to retire one opponent's grade 2 or grade 2 or lower rear guards from the field. So pretty good. It's the trial deck boss. Can't expect too much from it. This is a Goku. And then here we have Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion has also received a buff. This card is very nice because now it's Limerick 4, Counterblast 2 instead of 3. So now Counterblast 2, for that turn it gets plus 2k power, and the next following ability, when it attacks your entire opponent's front row at once. So the rear guards get retired, and then the Vanguard they can guard or not, depending if the PG would trigger normally or not, but you still get your drive check, so it's better than the end, but it is limited by limit break, so that's one thing. And then he got a new skill, which is when it attacks the Vanguard for that battle, gets plus 3k. So combined with this plus 2k, you can attack for 16k, so pretty good. That matters a lot, honestly. So Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion is looking good. The Blood will release probably in a couple months and then make this card even better. But right now, this is definitely a good card, and I'm personally really hyped to play it. Then we have Voltage Crow Dragon. I don't remember this card in the physical game, but it is pretty good. Vanguard Rear Circle, when placed, combos 2, and retire one of your opponent's front row rear guards. Seems good to me. I don't know, man. Seems pretty good. This is the Mega Blast, which is again, start main phase, Soul Charge 1, get plus 2k, and then Soul Blast 6, Combat 4 in the main phase. For that turn, get the following ability. When your unit attacks for that battle, it gets plus 3k and plus 1 crit. So you just give your entire front row crits. So I'm not sure how good this is for only one turn. Not sure. And finally, Dungaree is in here. I feel like Nexus Core will be pretty happy about this. First ability I'll look at is this one. When placed on Vanguard Circle, bind the top 2 cards of your deck. And then Limit Break 4, Counterblast 1, and randomly choose a card from your bind zone and put it in the bottom of your deck. And then you may choose your opponent's front row rear guard and retire it. Honestly seems good. Honestly seems pretty good. Might be a good backup for Vermillion, just because the grade 3s are not super great outside of Vermillion, so it's all about just getting rid of your opponent's front row. So cards like this, and Dungaree and Vermillion will probably work pretty well together, but keep in mind Dungaree gets a cross ride eventually, so that's gonna be pretty nice. So we are really pushing this video's time, but we still have great nature to take a look at. God. So the Lux ride chain is in here. Dungaree Master is in here, which lets you search for grade 3s, and then the Blackboard Olm, or however it's called, is in here as well. You can put this card into your soul, and then for that turn, one of your rear guards gets the following ability. In your end phase, if this card was retired, draw a card. So extra card draw. This deck does it a lot. Duckbill is here. Rearguard Circle. So his skill is Rearguard Circle. If it was placed during your main phase, during that turn, give your other rearguard the following ability. During your end phase, when it is retired, draw 1. So yeah, same ability as this, so Duckbill obviously is very, very good. So gets you extra draws, same effect. Cable Sheep is your PG. Monoculus Tiger is on attack during that turn. Choose another one of your rear guards and give you plus 4k power, and then if you do, at the end of that turn, retire that unit. So keeps the same effect. The Stamp Otter keeps the same effect as well, cannot be retired by opponent's ability, and can also not be retired by your costs, which is nice. Hamske is here as well. During your end phase, if it was retired, you search your deck for 2 Hamskes. So this is the same one. Locks grade 1, so works the same as... This actually, no, when the grade 2 Locks rides it, you can choose 2 of your rear guards and give them power plus 4k, and then at the end of that turn, for each retired unit... Oh no, I think for each unit selected by this ability, you draw 1, and then you retire them. Yes, that's what it says. So that's quite good. Tank Mouse is, you may rest it, and for that turn, give another unit plus 4k, and at the end of turn, retire it. So that's what Great Nature does best. This is your self-damager, the Bonkichi. And then this is your Airmo. Let's take a look at some more cards. Barcode Zebra, when placed, take the top card of your deck. If it's a grade 2 or lower, you may call it to rearguard circle, and if it's not, then shuffle it back. Compass Lion is in here already. I think this released in Limit Break era. I mean, like Aqua Force booster, not the first like BTO7 one. So at the end of your turn, you retire one of your rear guards on Vanguard and rearguard circle. So pretty good. Grade 2 Locks. When the grade 3 Locks rides on top of him, you can give 2 of your units plus 4k power, and then at the end of the turn, for each of those units, you may draw 1 card, and then retire them. So extra draw, extra cycling, extra power to hit over your opponent's units. Then we have Lamp Camel, which is when attack hits when the attack hits anything, combos 2, draw 1. This is your self-damager. Then we have the Binoculus Tiger. When it attacks Vanguard rearguard circle during that turn, choose one of your other rear guards, give it plus 4k power, and at the end of that turn, retire that unit. So this is obviously a good card because it enables your Hamskes itself. It's just like the real cards actually. Here's your grade 2 Hamske. I think I might have skipped the grade... Yeah, there's the grade 2 Hamske here and the grade 3 Hamske here. They all do the same thing. This is the 12k attacker. This saw some use back in the day. Then the Monkey Roo, counterblast 2 for that turn. One of your other rear guards gets plus 4k, and then at the end of the turn, retire it. So it's pretty nice. This is when the attack hits a Vanguard, counterblast 2, and then choose another one of your rear guards and stand it. So this is actually pretty nice. It's like a overcosted Monoculus Tiger with a condition that is easy to fulfill in not Monoculus Tiger, sorry, Crayon Tiger, with a condition that's easy to fulfill in 0. Then we have the Bison. It's only a rare. During your end phase, if your rear guard is retired, you may counterblast 2. Countercharge 2, sorry. And then counterblast 2 for that turn, one of your rear guards gets plus 4k, and at the end of the turn, retire it. So he refunds his own ability with his Limit Break, this is. So this card is quite good. I mean, this card saw play, but it's only a rare here, so pretty interesting downgrade. And then here we have Apt, also a rare. Limit Break, when it attacks Vanguard, plus 5k power, and then Vanguard Circle, when placed, counterblast 2, and choose one of your rear guys, give it plus 4k power, and at the end of that turn, draw 1 and retire that unit. So, pretty good, honestly. Locks, if you have the grade 2 Locks in your soul, gets plus 1k power permanently, and then Vanguard Circle, counterblast 1 and Persona Blast. For that turn, one of your rear guards gets plus 4k plus 1 crit, and at the end of that turn, retire that unit. So this feels a bit weak for today's standards. In 0, I feel like with all these buffs, they would have buffed this a bit more, but I guess it's okay for what it is. We'll see. Maybe we'll get some random buff on top of that, but usually the data does not lie, so we'll see how it goes. Then we finally have Leopold. So Leopold got some nice buffs. It's 11k base, and then Vanguard and Rearguard Circle, when it attacks, so this, I think this ability was only in Vanguard Circle in the original card, so now it's Rearguard Circle 2. When it attacks for that turn, another one of your rearguards gets plus 4k power, and then at the end of that turn, retire that unit. So just like Binoculus and Monoculus. And then Limit Break 4, counterblast 1. For that turn, another one of your rearguards gets the following ability. During your end phase, if it is retired, you may call it to the same Rearguard Circle instead. So, pretty good, nice buffs for Great Nature as well. Definitely feels like the weakest of the 4 revealed, but it might just pop up to be pretty insane because the only really nice thing is that the Grade 2 Hamske can basically search you extra intercepts, which is obviously good for Zero, knowing the rules. And then this releasing early is also good for the deck in my opinion, and I mean Barcode Zebra as well. And so I think a lot of these cards that released a bit later in the game, like Duckbill as well, will definitely benefit the deck quite a fair bit to actually be able to put up a fight. But we don't know if this will be part of the pack or if this will come out in an event. I think there's a bit too many cards for it to come out in an event though, so it seems definitely geared up for a proper pack release, but we'll see how they choose to do it. But I definitely see this being a pack release because Great Nature is fairly popular, but I guess it's the same level as Neo Nectar, especially when Cecilia stuff hits. So yeah, that is it. That is actually it, sorry. We have looked at every single important card from this upcoming update, so I hope you guys learned something new from this, and if there's anything to take away, golds are looking insane, angels are looking also really good, Narukami also looks really good. It's basically just like another variant of control right now for, you know, comparing to Kagero, but it will become more unique once, you know, the retire stuff hits, and well, I guess once Eradicators kind of start coming up. The bind stuff doesn't really start until G, sadly, but yeah, really good stuff. Honestly, even Great Nature looks good, so really happy. Welcome to the Limit Break era. Japan is... You're going to get this in English in about 5 months. Japan is ahead by quite a bit, but, you know, you'll get this in about August, so it's definitely something to look forward to. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing a pack opening from me tomorrow, probably around 100 packs or so. So that's going to be pretty exciting, so if you guys are looking forward to that. And then I'll try to actually build all these decks, maybe except for Great Nature, but I do want to build Angels and Narukami 100% because they're some of my favorite clans. And then Golds if I manage to pull stuff, and if I can pull everything except for Blonde Ezel and farm for Blonde Ezel and then make a video the second half of April, that would also be pretty good. So yeah, we're going to try to get those things done, but we'll see how our pack luck goes tomorrow. But yeah, I will be streaming this game as well tomorrow, most likely. You can check out my Twitter for any announcements and stuff like that, but normally I should be sticking to that. So that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.